It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and this is Richard Chapman with CyberNow Labs bringing you the next cybersecurity awareness tip that we are going to discuss this month. So what is this cybersecurity awareness tip that we're going to cover today? So we're going to talk about clearing your browser cookies and cache. No, we're not talking about Oreos or chocolate chip cookies here. And honestly, that joke's probably a bad joke because most people are familiar or roughly familiar with what cookies are and what your cache is. But just to cover it, just in case, cookies are files that are downloaded from different websites. They provide, or they're supposed to provide, a more or a better user experience. They collect certain data to help things run smoother, load faster, whatever the case may be, but they can also be used to gather information and data that can be used in potentially malicious ways. So that's one thing. And what is cache? Well, cache is a temporary storage location, temporary memory, so to speak. And the idea here is that, a lot of people are familiar with clearing cookies and cache for making your system run more smoothly, a little faster, so that you don't have all of these cache files and cookie files kind of taking up memory and slowing down your machine. Now, I would say today that most machines are significantly faster, so it's not as much of a performance issue today. But there is a huge cybersecurity component to this, and what you need to know here is that there is an opportunity for cookie files to gather information about you that could be used maliciously. There are malicious cookies that get downloaded by compromised websites or applications and so forth. So you do need to be careful about where you go and what you download to your machine, of course. But at the end of the day, one of the things I would say is that this is something that should be a regular thing that you do. Now you can, to a certain degree, automate this, or you can make it a manual thing that you do on a regular basis. But we're going to actually pop into my virtual machine so you can see me clear cache and cookies in both Microsoft Edge and in Google Chrome. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick, and we will have a little bit of fun. Actually, let me do the Zoom dance, move this out of the way. All right, so right now we are sitting here looking at Microsoft Edge, and essentially I've just opened up Microsoft Edge and it took me to the bing.com website, which is their default site. If I want to, though, go and clear out my cookies and cache, you're going to find it pretty straightforward, I think. If you look in the upper right-hand corner over here, you've got the three dots, and this is actually going to take you to your menu option where you can go into your settings. Now, when you click on that settings tab, it's going to take you to your browser settings for Microsoft Edge, and that's where we're at right here. Now, when we're looking at our browser itself, you're going to see that there is there's quite a few different menu options, but really what we're looking for here is right here, your cookies and site permissions. Now, when you click on cookies and site permissions, it's going to open up this page here, which right at the very top, cookies and data stored. This is where you're actually going to clear out those cookies and clear out that cache. So if you click on this menu option right here, it takes you to this next screen. And here, this is where you have the opportunity to go ahead and clear out your cookie data. There's different settings that you can select where you can actually choose which cookies to keep and save or even allow or block. But one of the other things that's really key here also is you can set this to clear on exit. So you can actually go in and make it to where every time you close your browser, it automatically clears out your cookies and your cache. Now, some people don't like that because they do like the normal user experience that cookies can provide. But this is obviously your choice. You can choose how you want to do this. I will tell you, I don't have it automatically clearing mine out. I usually go in and manually do it. Honestly, I don't know why I do it that way. I think ultimately I do like maybe kind of a balance. I like the balance of the user experience that cookies provide, but I also like to make sure that every now and then I go in and clear out those cookies just in case there's something going on, right? So definitely something that's important to do. Now, if we pop over to Google Chrome, which a lot of you probably are using as well, believe it or not, this is actually a very similar process. Slightly different menu options, but To begin, you're going to go to the three dots in the upper right-hand corner. That's going to bring up your menu options, and you're going to go to the Settings tab. When you click on Settings, it's going to bring you here to your main settings menu options. And over here on the left, you're going to see, very similar to Edge, you've got different menu choices. And under Privacy and Security, this is where we're going to want to go. And when you click on Privacy and Security, you're going to see you have that Delete Browsing Data. Now, when you click on Delete Browsing Data, it's going to take you into your options to do that. Actually, I apologize. Let me backstep. When you click on Delete Browsing Data, that's actually going to take you to a more simplified screen where you can delete your cookies and your cache, okay? So this is the manual process of doing it. You make your selections on what you want to clear out, and you can use the more basic features, or you can use the advanced features, whichever you're more comfortable with. You can also select the time frame. Do I want to do just the last hour because I went to a site that was questionable, or do I want to go ahead and clear out all time? And you can see you've got many options here. And then boom, you click on delete the data and it goes away. Now, where I was going to a minute ago was actually getting into a little bit more of the automated feature of clearing out your cookies and your cache in Chrome. When you go to your site settings, you have the opportunity to scroll down to Advanced Content Settings. And when you click on that Advanced Content Settings, it's going to take you to another screen, which then you can see you have the opportunity to delete data sites have stored on your device when you close all windows. So this would be the more automated function to where you're not manually having to go in and do it. You click on that button, boom, you say, I want to go ahead and set that up that way, and it's pretty much good to go. Every time you close out that browser window, it will now delete your cookies and your cache. Same here if you actually create that feature and functionality. You can tell it, I want to close out all of these here. I want to clear them all out, and when I close it, boom, it's going to do that every single time. So with that being said, one of the things I would tell you is that whether you choose to do manual clearing of your cookies and your cache, or you set them automatically to do it whenever you close the browser, it is a very good cybersecurity tip to go ahead and do that on a regular basis or in an automated function. There are ways that attackers can use malicious cookies to gather information on you and potentially compromise your security. So, good tip, clear out your cookies and your cache regularly.